Hey, Zach and Jake here for Dirt Road Men.
Take two.
Squeak!
Again, and I'll punch in the throat.
Yeah, this is take two. We one-shot our videos and we just got kicked in the teeth for that the first time. We had to start over like basically 2 minutes before we were done.
Oh well.
So anyway, this video is kind of talking about Dirt Road Men and like who we are and what it's about. And so first we figured we'd open with a little bit of background, and I'll go ahead and go first. And so I grew up small town Kansas, like 6,000 people, and that was 6,000 people as of the census when I graduated. I had a relatively simple childhood early on, and then I did a lot of growing up. My parents split when I was 12, and I was homeless for a couple years, almost 2. Anyway, like a few months shy. I think it was like January that I became homeless, and I moved in with my dad in September or something. Anyway, and so I had to do a lot of growing up really young, and then when I got a break from that, I decided, you know what, I don't like it too easy, and decided to have a child as well at like 16. Easy just doesn't work on me, I guess.
Being homeless wasn't tough enough. Just throw
Yeah.
a kid in there too.
Yeah. So then after that, finished school, did a little bit of college, went into the workforce and made some decent money. Got to where I was making some decent money. I've had a couple cracks at businesses before. I've had a couple of websites before that have also made me some money. You're smoking up my whiskey.
Some people like it that way.
This is bourbon.
My bad. I'm trying to blow it away from you.
Fine. Steve's just gonna stare at you angrily.
Steve. Right off. Now Steve's laughing at you all. 'Cause you're not drinking whiskey.
There we go. Steve's extra hard today. So yeah, I now I have a couple kids. I got married when I was 21. I've been married 5 years this year, which I guess allows you to connect the dots to how old I am now.
Congratulations, by the way. I haven't
Yeah,
actually really got to say that to you.
yeah. 5 years. I was kind of surprised that like it had been that long. I guess just that I made it that far already.
So I kinda just the other day was really when I really 5 years ago was when I really met my wife.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Yep. We'll talk about that on another video, but I about cracked a joke. Yeah, I've had a couple successful websites before, and I also had my own IT business because that's the field I went into. But I've moved away from it a little bit here lately, and we went ahead and started Whiskey, Tobacco, and Firearms together. And Facebook didn't like that name because it had tobacco in the name, but it was founded on its guiding principle. The reason we named it that, I should say, was Ron Paul. I think it was Ron Paul's old saying that alcohol, tobacco, and firearms should not be a government agency. It should be a convenience store. So.
Amen.
Yeah. But we had to rebrand because of that. Facebook blacklisted us. Literally, the page didn't even have 20 likes. We just crossed 300 today, by the way. Last week we had barely scraped like 50 or 100, and we just hit 300. So we're building quickly, which is good. Especially, we don't have the greatest audio setup or lighting. Especially today, one of our lights went out and we have like a literal lantern over there.
That's a nice camera, boy. What is that, Sony?
It is a Sony.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a little cheapo Sony that I bought for not that much money years ago. But anyway, that kind of brings us to our current brand when we had to rebrand, and we'll get back into our brand a little later. But first I wanted to let you have a crack at telling them a little about yourself. And since you have a take two, you can cut out the stuff you may not have liked before. So he got deep last time.
Too deep.
There was a point where he looked at me and he was just like, I think I've gone too far.
I was raised, by a single mom. I have 3 older brothers and a baby sister. And it wasn't always, the easiest, but here I am. Wasn't necessarily the hardest, I guess. Yeah, we moved around a little bit. Kind of going from here to there and wherever. I don't know how to put it.
Wherever you had to move to next, I guess.
Yeah, wherever we needed to go. And so
and
we ended up moving to Little Eudora.
Yeah, right around 3rd grade.
We're like the day before 3rd grade enrolled. So the first day of 3rd grade, I wasn't there. Wasn't in school. We just kind of gonna ride our bikes around town, feel out the lay of the land, and then the next day.
God, could you imagine people letting their kids do that at 3rd grade age right now? My son's in 3rd grade right now. I don't let him go that far. I just now started letting him go that far. I know, it's weird, isn't it?
That's so weird. Oh man.
My son is in the grade we were in when we met.
You should stop talking. On that note, he's gonna shut up for a minute.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But, actually, Grandma, who broke up our original take of this one, bought you way too much oilcloth.
Yeah.
And I still have the excess oilcloth that you did not need.
You still have it?
Mom has it in a box.
Wow.
And that's how we became friends. Our classroom was two teachers sharing a room.
Yeah, they had like a little curtain they would draw down the middle sometimes.
Sometimes. Most of the time it was just we were one big class governed by 2 people. Government should be that way. And then people who had too much stuff, they kind of, people who didn't quite have enough, they would kind of share. Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Grandma cared a little too much.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was something I guess I kind of touched on in the last video that I haven't in this video yet, but I felt like, at least early on until I hit the homeless stage, I had a less rough situation than you, and then immediately skipped to the roughest possible situation.
Yeah.
Like the only way it could have been rougher is if we wouldn't have found an abandoned house to squat after a little while. But for a couple weeks there, we were just sleeping in a car.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah.
After that, then, elementary, middle school, high school, typical small town USA stuff. And
yeah, we got ourselves into some things we probably shouldn't have. If we said in the last video, if my son does half the things we did, he's probably getting slapped at least once.
Yeah.
But moving forward into more of our brand, unless you had more stuff you wanted to say, because you have gotten married and you didn't mention any of that in this video. Or
I got married a year and a couple of months ago.
Yeah, and you met your wife before that, but
yeah,
you met her at our wedding kind of as well. And that kind of helped smush you two together because she was friends with my wife.
Yeah, and she didn't have a choice but to get to know me.
Not for lack of trying on our part.
No.
But
no. No. As you broke her maid of honor at my wedding. Not through lack of trying.
Yeah.
Great efforts were made.
Yeah, but
'Twas a quest.
yeah. Well, I spent weeks on that speech, so I'm glad it was successful.
Yeah, I mean, you broke everybody else after your wife's maid of honor speech. Everybody else was just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say after that one, so.
Yeah.
It's on you. Here's to me.
Yeah. But anyway, looping into now, right? Dirt Road Man and what we wanted it to be. So it started as us starting an online store, maybe more than an online store. You know, we may sell some stuff in person as well. With products that we liked, and initially when it was whiskey, tobacco, and firearms, companion products to those three things. So we didn't have so we didn't have to get licensed to sell whiskey or tobacco or firearms, accessories and things for those things, because those are some manly pastimes, if you will, and really the firearms thing kind of falls into manly duties, but we enjoy them so much that it passes what we feel like everyone should know and goes into like hobby territory.
I don't want to blow a CB on that one.
Yeah. So the three main things that we kind of touch on here, manly pastimes, which encompasses all of our whiskey, tobacco, and firearms type things, and what we think a good dirt road man or American man looks like. You know, we're thoroughly aware that we're not the perfect pictures. You know, we're not even old enough yet to where we've achieved all of this epic stuff, but we know, or at least we think we know, in our opinion, what we strive to be and what we think the world would be a better place if more men strive to be.
Yes.
Because I know, like, one of the biggest things for us, too, is we just both want to be the toughest MFer in the room. Like, put an arrow in my shoulder. Or,
I can't believe you
staple
wouldn't do
something to my chest.
I can't believe you two wouldn't do that.
To make a point. Or things like that. Yes, he literally tried to convince us to put an arrow into his chest. So.
This side, the heart's over here. I mean, you got a lot of pocket over here.
We're not joking either. That's not like just for the video build. That's real. and I've done some
there are a
crazy
couple
stuff
of
like that too.
And
Hey! I'm in the middle of talking about this.
Why didn't you shoot me in the chest with an arrow?
Because I actually like you.
That's why it was over here. You got extreme room for error.
No, because if we go too far over, there's an artery, man.
Seth, you know CPR. Just say yes. Just
nod your head.
Just nod.
Nod.
And give a thumbs up.
No, he's shaking his head no. Alright then. Anyway,
he's a pansy too.
So, and then finally the third thing, we do some current events, and we've done some videos on current events. We don't do them every week. We do them when we think there are enough things worth talking about to warrant a video. We haven't done them in the last 2 weeks, mostly just because there hasn't been enough news that we felt like warranted genuine attention. That said, we haven't done a lot on like what we think a man should be yet, but that is coming, and I actually have a special that I'm probably starting soon that'll touch in on that, and all of our products are in line with that, and that was the thing, right? When we started this brand, we wanted to be a brand with a culture and a message, because we found that we enjoy products and brands that do the same thing, because then you can actually relate to the types of people that are into that product and selling that product. And everything that we intend to sell, first off, we try to source everything America side because we're very pro-America. At some point we may have a flag back here instead of a sheet.
Just flag me.
Yeah. But
We'll center it.
just kind of staying with that subject, we're trying to source products entirely America side, and if anything's not America side, you'll know. And it's all stuff that we're interested in and we would buy and we think falls in line with one of the 3 things we've named so far. And I think that allows us to make a difference instead of just selling products to pay our bills. And we do, intend to pay our bills with this, but it was definitely something else we wanted to do, was kind of build a culture and express ourselves and at the same time kind of share the things we enjoyed with you guys. And there is a small part of me that's like, hey, now we have an excuse to go drink whiskey because it's for work, honey.
Can't argue with money, honey.
Yeah. Even though, like, up to this point, there's almost no profit. And I know you guys haven't seen a lot of products or even our website yet, but all of that is in the works, and that's all behind the scenes. And normally, with my other websites, you wouldn't have heard about it until the products went live. But we were like, to hell with it. We have a camera and we have time. Let's start now.
This is what we're pretty much doing anyway, only...
Now we do it in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And some people don't enjoy it. But anyway, I'm staring at Big John.
Well, Seth doesn't even really enjoy whiskey. John doesn't like being in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You put them together, they make one whole woman.
Oh, we're gonna throw down after this. I don't want to.
Let's go, big boy. I've seen the WWF.
Remember when I told you none of those moves would work?
Remember when I put you in a sharpshooter?
Same day. That was like 5 seconds later. Yep.
Hey, John. How's your knees?
Hey, Jake, how's your back?
Just fine.
So anyway, that kind of gives you some backstory on us as people, us as a brand. You got more ball busting you want to drop in?
How's your back? 7 times broken. You want to make it an 8th?
Anytime you want to try, buddy. Anytime you want to try.
Step it up. That's all the ball busting I got. I love this big goofy fella.
Yeah, coming from the guy with the least amount of testicles in the room.
Man, you went literal.
Hey, we're ball busted.
He's the one who wanted to shoot me with a bow.
No, don't even. You were the one that kept asking for it.
But you wouldn't do it.
No, because I don't shoot friends.
Why?
Especially when they're extremely drunk.
I wasn't extremely drunk.
You were pretty drunk.
You're pretty.
Okay, the next day when I was sober, I asked you the same thing.
So anyway, I think that's all we've got today, but that kind of gives you an idea of us as people, us as a brand, and that, we're not just out here to try to make a buck. We do intend to actually provide value and cool products, and we're really kind of excited about what we have in line. We even have some stuff that's going to be handmade, mostly because we had trouble sourcing America's side. So,
You got some talents.
yeah. Luckily, we do have some actual abilities besides sitting in front of a camera and drinking. So, but I think that's all from us. Do you have anything else you wanted to add in? Can you stop squeaking?
I mean, unless he wants to shoot me with a bow on camera.
I'm about this freaking close.
Well, come on, man. Let's break that freaking close.
All right.
Go
anyway,
get your bow.
That's all from us today, and we hope that you got to watch this video and that you guys enjoy the products we have to offer, and that you continue to get to know us with more of our videos. So with that said, you guys have a good day and cheers.